Hello and welcome to this module on displaying text in your HTML documents. We are going to pick up where we left off and start creating some content for our HTML documents that we can render in the browsers. Especially, we will look at using headings in order to mark different content and sections of content within our page and to call out different levels of information. We will see how the browser works with block and inline elements. Different elements in our markup will be treated differently in regards to how they are rendered. We will also look at some special considerations in markup for handling things like line breaks and white spaces that we might not think of normally when just creating text in, say, a word processor. We will also look at displaying reference texts, how we can use things like citations, quotations, abbreviations, and superscripts and subscripts when we cite additional work to reference. Let's start by looking at headings. Headings generally denote different sections of your document. We have different levels of headings all the way from on H1 to NH6. You can see that heading has been abbreviated as an H and that H1. The highest level heading is really kind of special. That's the heading for the document. So you really only want to have one H1 per page, and this gets used by certain tools as they look at your page to understand what the core content of the page is. The other levels you can use to segment your content into different sections and different hierarchies. These headings get rendered usually as a single line of text and with very varying level of font size and boldness are emphasized based on the level of the heading. And other important concepts when you are heading text or content into your HTML documents in understanding what the browser is going to interpret as a block element or an inline element. And that really refers to how the browser is going to render those items on the page in reference to other items. We have already been briefly the paragraph element and the div, which are both block level elements. These are containers to other groups of elements or text. These block level elements can contain other block level elements, so a div can contain a div or they can contain inline elements. And inline elements is something that you would see in line with other text or might include something like an span element. A span just simply lets you mark up a section of text to indicate that this span of text is significant in some way. You may use to apply styles, you may use it with an ID or a name to identify that block of text. These inline elements can contain other inline elements, but they cannot contain block level elements. When you think about the rendering of those, when we have a block element, it makes sense that it could contain other items that will also be rendered in that block or things that will be rendered in line with the text. But if you think about an inline element, it does not make sense that it would have something that generally renders as a block, but that would break out of the line of text. And here we see another important lesson of HTML, which is just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should. For example, you can nest paragraph elements, but logically that does not really make sense. A paragraph is a stand-alone block of content, and you would not want to embed another paragraph inside of there. However, with the div, there we use that primarily to identify a block of content. Nest you can nest those as you may have smaller block of contents within there. Let's take a look at some of these things in action.